All right, welcome everybody to the comic book club. Today was my choice, and I picked Boris the Bear number 5. Um, Where Walks the Dump Thing, 1986, Dark Horse. So I'll make myself big, and
Aren't
I've
you
been,
always
huh?
aren't you always big? Says big right
Yeah,
there, Mr. Banger.
He's always busy.
Mr. Banger Biggie. Yeah. I I've been working on this theory of like usually when we pick a book, right? The person that picks it does like a bigger review, and everybody else kind of picks it what they felt. So I'm gonna try something different. I hope you guys don't feel like I'm being lazy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a short review, and I'm going to save some for y'all because I'm really curious to hear what y'all think. I know what I think, so I hope I don't feel y'all feel like I'm robbing you of my review, but um, so I'll give y'all a good synopsis. The way I love the inside, some of these panels are really good to me. Um, so you got like Dunk Thing, right? And the way I understand it, it's like all of his comics, right? Are a bunch of them. He's like, read me. Where are you at, Boris? You know, why don't you read me? And Boris is like fighting him off. And I'm on stream, babe. Shut the door. Okay. Um yeah, it's just got some good. It's to me the message was basically like Boris was kind of ignoring his collection, and the collection was kind of begging him, but they weren't good books. They were kind of like bad books, you know. Like Boris knew they were bad, you know. But it's a lot of Boris kind of running from Dump Thing, and at the end of it, he's just like he sees his box, his short box, and he's like, I got the perfect place for you, Dump Thing. And he's like, oh yeah. And Dump Thing kind of does it willingly, but he puts him inside of a long box, and it's kind of like his resting place where he can't bother him anymore, right? So at the very end he says, I do not need to account for my content, for I am rare. And double bagged acid free mylar snug contentment and
Containment.
contentment. I am words never meant to be read. I don't know. It's just a fun story. So I felt like it was fun. I hope you guys liked it, but if you don't like it, that's all right. So the cover, I'm gonna give it a. Oh man, I love Hulk one homages. So shit, I'm gonna go 3.25. I'm not gonna get too crazy. What up, Great Legend, GT Key, Strange Dog, and Big Chonker? Let me put okay, Biggie and 3.25 for cover. Not quite a 3.5. Inside art. I'm gonna go three. You know, very cartoony. Story, I actually like it. Out of all the Boris Bears, this is my favorite. I hate to say, like I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a 3.75. That was kind of smart. I'm sure some of y'all think it's stupid, but that's fine. And overall, I'm gonna go 3.5. So this is a fun book in my opinion.
It
I
is
read
a
a couple,
fun,
huh?
it is a little fun little book.
Yeah, it's a little funny guy. So yeah, I think that overall, I've read a few Boris the Bears. Like I was thinking about doing the first Layfield art. It's a Batman cover, and that's probably the best cover of the run. kind of, and it does have that little cool tidbit with Layfield. But for me, the story wasn't as good as this one. So I'm going to pick. Let's pick Alan next. Let's go with Alan.
Okay. I just woke up, by the way. So that's why I'm a little bit red. I just woke up. I took a nap before this. Okay. So this is Boris the Bear. If you read there's like introduction to this book at the very beginning, where he basically is complimenting what's his name? Moore. What's his name?
Alan Moore?
Alan Moore. Thank you. I forgot his I told you I just woke up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me. Okay. So Alan Moore, and he's saying how great of a writer he is, and he's talking about how he did so many great things, and because he's so great, well, now we got a parody to him. This is his parody, which is his way of like really complimenting
Yes.
Alan Moore. And he was saying that, in this introduction thing, he's saying that, Alan Moore is known for V for Vendetta, The Watchmen, all these kind of great books that get a lot of accolades. But Swamp Thing is kind of underrated and underread as well. And that's kind of the setup for this book. Okay. So basically we got Boris the Bear, who is really like, he battles like the comic book characters. That's his whole niche. And in this, his comic books come to life in the form of Swamp Thing. He does many forms, but basically Swamp Thing, the comic monster, which is Dumb Thing, basically wants to be read. He just wants to be read. And like many comic collectors, Boris the Bear is a comic collector. We don't read the books. Books are not meant to be read, kids. They're meant to be put in like, the plastic thing with the backing board and then shoved into a long box. That's what comics are really intended for. And this book confirms that. This is really why we don't read our books. We got to make sure we don't read our books. We got to put them into the sleeves. We got to put them in the long box. Maybe lock them up in that long box so that they never see the little bit of sunlight they might ever get. And that's really what he's joking about. This is him kind of commenting about how these great stories that we as comic collectors should appreciate, we don't appreciate. We treat them like dumb stories. Just put them in the box. So it's Boris the Bear making fun of not only Alan Moore, because it's not really a parody of Alan Moore. It's more of a parody of the comic book community. Yeah. And he does a great job of that. I thought it was a little bit long-winded in doing that. I felt like, how many more chapters of this are there? But overall, it was good. Actually, I like this. What's the squirrel's name? The Wacky the squirrel or whatever his name is. That story was pretty cute. So for me, I like the cover. I like homage covers. I collect homage covers. This is a great homage. Has a mixture of Hulk 1 and also Swamp Thing. A bit of homage to both. So this was, to me, I think it was, I give the cover a 3.5. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then the interior art I thought was really good. Really well done. There's, it's cute. So I'll give it a 3.5 as well. And I thought the story was well done, but a little long-winded. And I think it could have been shortened. I'm just being a little critical. I thought it was a little long-winded. I think it could have been just. I was like, how many times do we have to hear?
Yeah, he reiterated for like 4 pages. You're right.
Yeah. So to me, I would have given it a higher score because it is a good commentary on the comic book community and all that kind of stuff. Probably would have given it like a 3.5. I'm going to give it a little lower score. I'm going to give it a 3. The writing. I actually, it's good writing. It's just as I said, a little long-winded. I think not enough of an idea to go as long as it did. And then, but the other story was cute. I actually liked the squirrel story the better. I thought the squirrel story was kind of fun. It was like, he's
Damn,
like,
that squirrel story's better. I never even read that.
okay, the squirrel story. Okay, I'll give you a synopsis of the squirrel story. So basically, the squirrel wants to go to some event. Okay. And he's trying to do everything. He even tries to sneak in by pretending to be somebody's shawl. And
He's going to a baseball game.
yeah, he's trying to get into a baseball game, right? And he eventually he sees the slugger, the guy that's the main batter guy. He knocks him out, and then uses his clothing to get into the thing, right? And he basically because he learns that if you catch the game-winning ball, or if you catch like a ball that flies out, you get a free ticket, a free admission. That's the way. So what he does is he knocks out the slugger, puts on the slugger's clothing, then plays baseball as the slugger, and then hits the game-winning hit. Okay, but it goes outside the stadium, obviously, because it's so he runs out, missing everything. He runs out, and he gets the ball, and then he goes, "Hey, I can get in now." And then they go in, and everyone's leaving because the game's over now. So
he's the one that hit the walk-off home run that ended the game. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
exactly. See? So it was, and they are like, "Oh, you missed it! The slugger hit a home run." He's all upset. It was cute. Okay, so yeah. What else was there? I gave the story a 3. I would have given the squirrel story a little higher. But and then the overall, I'll give it a 3.5. Okay, say it's slightly better in some of its parts. Okay, and I'll pick Matt. I always pick Matt, so I'll pick Matt again.
Hi, everybody. I like the story. It was a cute little commentary on 1990s, early 90s collectors. I believe it was early 90s, right? And it was really funny to see. I like the homage to Alan Moore. I read the intro as well, and he was like, "Yeah, Alan Moore is somebody it's cool. He's really good, and he's worth a bit of a bit of a parody." And the concept was great, but they did go on for a while. And the read me. Like, okay, after about 4 pages, I was like, okay, just read them already and move on. Because what's going to happen, and so forth. So basically, everything I wanted to say was said by Alan here, and so I'm just going to get to my scores and go. Cover was okay, not the greatest artist on the planet, but it was okay and interesting. So I'm going to give it a 3. The interior art I liked a little more. Maybe it's because he had more room to flow with, or he wasn't trying to make such a big. It may have been a different artist. I don't know. I don't know the credits to this
I think
book.
it's the same artist, just based on the style.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, probably because this was a dark horse, so it's most likely. But interior was done better, in my opinion. I liked the fluid motion that was shown. I liked the tree house. It looked like the TARDIS. It looked bigger on the inside than it actually was.
Yeah. It's very much that way.
So I kind of like that. So I'm actually going to give the interior art a 3.5, 3.5. The writing. If it wasn't for the repeating, I'd give it a higher score. But the repeating of it I liked the beginning. Then the repeating got on my nerves, and then it ended great.
Yeah,
when his
buddy ending was really quick, right?
Yes, but it was quick, but it was kind of cool. It's like, my friend is here, that guy, and all that other, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" All that other stuff. So, because the ending was interesting like that, it saves the writing for me. So I'm going to say 3.75. But overall, the book is not necessary. If we were including the squirrel story, the book would be higher.
See,
but I don't think we were supposed to read the squirrel story. I did read the squirrel story too. And yes, I was smiling. I was more amused by the squirrel story than I was by Boris and his.
There's
Crazy.
only one scene in the Boris that I thought was funny. That was really like, oh, this is cute. Was the scene where he always battles everything. So he battles the monster,
Yeah,
and he's like, now my books are not in mint condition. You know, I was like,
yeah. See, that's what I found amusing. You know, as I said, it's collectors from the early '90s, right?
mhm.
I would give the book overall a 3.5 because it was okay. Some parts were better than others, but it's not one that I would rush out to buy.
Hmm.
And I'm going to pick D because I want him to get it in before, in case he gets called away.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think TM wants to go last, so that's a perfect.
Yeah,
choice.
no. Either way works. Hey, it's me, it's D. So I gotta be honest, I had never read a Boris the Bear book before tonight when I read it quickly on my 15-minute break. I do want to state that I fully understood what they were doing. I got the satire, the sarcasm, all that. I just didn't care for it. And it's because I'm not familiar with Boris the Bear. If it was a character I was more invested in, I could have appreciated this type of story a little bit more, but I don't like, I knew nothing about Boris the Bear going into this. So, when I don't know a character or read a character much, it hurts the scores for me a little bit. And it's my personal score, right? So the cover is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's background, there's art. But it's nothing special to me. I rated it a 2, the cover. The interior art, was a little bit better. I'd say, man, I'll give it a 2.75. Like there's a lot more. I liked the facial expressions that he has. I thought the bear was very expressive, and I like that right there. I liked the panel. And there's a few panels like this, and they already called this out that it was a little bit repetitive. But watching him hit him with a bat and then he explodes into comic books, kind of cool. But you know, the story did nothing for me. What did I rate the interior art? I'll give that a 2.5.
You gave it a 2.75.
Yeah, no, 2.75. We'll give it a 2.75.
Okay.
The story did nothing for me until chapter 4, and I think I think Alan hinted at this. Like the chapters kept going on and on,
Mhm.
and then there was a 4th chapter, and I was like, oh my god, what else do they have to say?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
chapter 4 was 1 page, and I was like, oh, thank God. But chapter 4 was my favorite chapter. It just mocked the fact that even if a comic book isn't worth reading, it's still worth collecting, and it'll appreciate in value. And
Mhm.
you know, I do not need to account for my content, for I am rare. So I thought that was a cool line, and it's an it's early on. Like this is not a um this isn't a recent take. Like so the writing, God, like I didn't care for the story, but the end of it was really cool. So I'll give the writing a 3. Um and overall I will give it a 2.5.
All right.
So and I'm not mad that I read it. It was a cool book. Black and white. I kind of enjoy reading black and white books from time to time. But the last chapter elevated it for me because it was cool. Now, before I end my time here and pass it on to TM, I do need to say that my YouTube channel, D-Run Comics, has a new sponsor. It is the Pullman Club. I want to give a special shout out to the best bartender on the earth. Her name is Peyton. So Peyton, cheers to you. And now that I have to pick who goes next, I'm going to give TM more time to continue cooking his dinner, and I'm going to go back to Biggie. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to TM.
Are you you're sticking around to the end so we can show your figure, right?
Yeah, as long as I don't get called away by work, then yes.
Okay, good.
All right. So I am very happy I read this story. I like Swamp Thing. I like Alan Moore. One thing I do want to touch on is nobody really touched on it. Is I like wordplay, and they did that while they're talking in that. I don't know if anybody picked that up, but when he said more, in like it was early on. I think in the first chapter he used double O's instead, like to indicate like Alan Moore instead. So I thought that I was getting a kick out of that.
The wordplay was interesting, and I factored that into my score.
So like and overall, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it got funny at the end, and it really had a good message. Like it's a message that we all kind of think in a way sometimes. Like we sometimes put our comics aside. We don't read them. And yeah, I'm just a Swamp Thing fan. So I'm going to give this book the cover a high score because it's a cover. If I ever saw this out in the wild or anything, I'd grab it instantly. It's reminiscent of Swamp Thing. I like Swamp Thing. It's an homage to Hulk 1. It's just a funny cover. So I will give the cover a 4.
I agree, TM. I collect Hulk 1 homages, so it's a must for me. So
yeah. Interior art. I liked it. It was pretty good for what it did. I'll give it a 3.5. And then story, like I agree with everybody. The beginning was the best. I like the most fun was for me was at the beginning, and that's what I want to have. Like I want to have an interesting story. I want to be engaged in the story, and I feel like I was more engaged and more of a smile on my face at the beginning of the book and then at the end of the book. So for that, I will give it a 3.25. Overall, I'll give it a 3.5.
Wow. Well, TM enjoyed it more than anybody, so I'm glad TM, and I'm glad all y'all enjoyed it too. I feel like it's about as good of a story as keeping your comics in a comic as you can get. Like it's just so funny. Like that's how your brain works. I need to read that book. And the guys reminding you like read me, and then at the end after making yourself crazy why you should read the book, and you're like, oh, you don't want to mess it up, blah blah blah. It just felt so calming to put him in the long box and put him away because he was so pestering, and once it's in that box, it's quiet. So, and the beauty of they'll be protected and took care of while they're there, so it's a cool little story.
I did the addition here, Biggie.
Oh, okay, cool.
We came out as 65.25.
Okay. And where is that rate?
That's what I'm doing now. 65.25.
It's probably about 15.
Well, you know what? It's higher than Wonder Woman 1, but below Poison Ivy.
This is not better than Wonder Woman 1. Sorry, but
Boris 5.
The score speaks for itself.
I think it might be. I think it might be.
Hey, Alan, you can ask everyone here which book would they rather have, and
they would choose Boris the Bear 5. Oh, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. No, I don't think we would actually pick that. If it was offered up as a free gift, if you asked us which one we could afford, that might be different.
It's smack in the middle again.
I will admit I do now want this cover. I am now going to get this cover.
Well,
I do
like a $1 bin book, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, it's $1. But I I'm glad I picked this one because the other one I would have picked is about twice as long, and that would have been ridiculous. So I think it was okay, but if it wouldn't have had I think I graded it right. So TM gave it the highest score. I scored the story the highest, even though it did have the reminder. Me and Alan scored the lowest, and Matt scored in between. Well, no, D scored the lowest. Sorry.
Yeah, I scored the lowest. I'm terrible.
Yeah,
I
D
admit
gave it a
I'm not
10.
as harsh as I admit I'm not as harsh as I could be when it comes to comics, but I do try to see the good in it. But this one was more amusing than most middle grade comics. So I'm happy to have read it, but it wasn't worth like fours and across.
No, no, it shouldn't be either. I think the story is kind of cool, but it does drag. And this is a good example of all of the Boris the Bears because he fights tropes.
Yeah.
So it's about collecting and it's about the heroes he's battling. And there's a lot of like talking. There's the Batman one I was talking about. They were talking about the what was it? The universe world, or I forget what it was called. Maybe DC Universe. It was an old one. It had like Justice in the series, and I don't know if y'all remember that, but they were making fun of that. I think Shooter
I've
was
only read a few issues of Boris. I haven't read that one.
okay.
I'm curious now to what Steven's books are.
Issues?
Issues are like. I
I
think I'm
haven't
gonna.
read it yet. I think I glanced through it, but that's it.
The last issue is the most expensive one, so I think he's part of that one.
Well, usually the last issue is expensive
It's because it's
short
rare.
printed. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy's a witch on the cover.
I
Anyways,
think these were pretty low printed, anyways. I think 5,000 to 10,000 kind of range.
well, that's the cool thing about Boris is that it was an early indie. It was Dark Horse or whatever, and it went like 35 issues. So that's pretty damn good for
Yeah, I was shocked when I found out that it had gone that far. I thought it only went like one issue when I first got it.
Well, let's see that toy, D. Let's see that piping hot toy.
Hey, so I've been collecting the McFarlane Reign of the Superman action figures, and they announced a Superboy figure, and I was really excited about it. So I ordered it, and it came in, and I didn't open it right away. And I had a friend that like the figure isn't complete. It doesn't have the Superboy leather jacket. And so my friend ordered on eBay a custom made leather jacket for his figure, and he got me one too.
Nice.
So then when I got the leather jacket, I was super excited. I go to open the figure, and it turns out they sent me the platinum edition where the jacket would not fit the
damn.
the figure. So I got the more rare and valuable figure. That's what he should look like if it was the regular edition
Yeah.
with the leather jacket. And for whatever reason, the figure they shipped it with no jacket whatsoever. So
I don't understand that because they did that with Animal Man too. They like left out his jacket, but on the cover art on the back they put the jacket on the cover art, and I was like, well, why didn't you just add the jacket to the damn toy?
Maybe they had a problem molding it at the time.
Yeah, well, either way, I still got the jacket, and then I went to Target, and they just so happened to have the figure on the shelf. No. So I had the jacket already, and now I have the figure with the jacket, and he's got the yellow S on the back.
Oh,
that's so cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
The jacket's pretty impressive looking. It's actually pretty detailed.
Yeah, no, it's got the zipper is painted.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of wires in it, so like the belt can be shaped however you want it. And it fits him perfectly. They made it for him. And yeah, man, it's so this is the thing I'm I'm actually more excited about. It's worth less now that I've taken it out of the package and put the jacket on him that he should have had. But as a bonus for the price of the regular figure, I did also get the rare platinum edition
Yeah.
Nice.
See,
New
what I don't
52 version.
understand is like put back up the other figure. Like he's doing the pose from what is it? Adventure Comics 501 where he's pointing at his jacket.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
Well,
come with the jacket. And you have to put it on himself. Like it's weird.
I did put him in the pose, but they did include multiple hands to give him the thumb to do the pose. So that was the weird thing there. But I was excited that it came with that thumb. And yeah, dude, that coat is
Yeah,
legit.
that's pretty
Yeah,
legit. I do feel like the story ain't over though. I feel like you need a bigger jacket for your prettier doll.
I was really just ready to like open this one up and put the jacket on him.
Yeah.
But then I was at Target and I always check the toy aisle and they had just so happened to have this figure that has been out for months now.
How much
I
does this
was,
figure cost? Like, how much would the regular little figure cost?
it's like $25 US.
Okay.
And, but I knew what I had in the box and I just didn't open it. Like it sat
Yeah, you
in
did.
a corner. And
Yeah.
then when I found out I had the jacket, I was excited and the lack of a jacket made me not want to open it as quickly. So when I got the jacket, I went to open it up and I was like, fuck, I got the platinum.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I like it in the box too. I mean, the chrome behind
Oh,
it makes it look sick, and then the comic, forget about it, dude.
yeah. No, I'm very happy with it. I'm actually happy the way it turned out because I got both. And
You
the
can
one
display them side by side.
yeah.
All right. Well, Friday night we're gonna have the World Banger Championship. Big Nasty is the defending champion. We are going to announce a new champion, and we're going to start talking about maybe the top 15 collectors. It's going to be a while though. This is only October. We're a couple months away, but I want to give people a heads up. You got a couple weeks. If you got some big books you want to get in a good spot on the 15, that's cool. No pressure. And then some yearly review talk, maybe, where at the end of the year we'll all show all the collectibles we got this year. So that's what I got going on. Matt, you got anything got going
on? Well, not this weekend per se because it's a holiday weekend, but on Tuesday I have our local friend Lau Tor coming on my show.
Oh, nice.
He's got a Kickstarter coming up. I think it's live now. It's really good. If you're really into good girl art, it's a good. I recommend it.
Mm-hmm. So did you interviewed him already, but just didn't air it, right?
No. He's coming on my live show on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. What you should have done is done it live, like live, like where you're together.
That's what he's saying. Oh, you mean like in person? Oh,
yeah.
He'll do it from his own.
Yeah, I get that, but it's hard for me to pull that sort of stuff off. I'm extremely busy right now.
Okay.
So what you got going on,
Alec? More. I did a interview with some guy at the comic convention. He showed some really great stuff. It was one of the dealers that I get all my naughty books from.
Oh, is it Chris?
Chris, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I always trade my naughty books and get his naughty books. So it's a good thing.
He has a great. This guy has a great collection of stuff.
Yeah, he's a pretty amazing collection.
He sold me a Dave Stevens for like a 1/3 off once. He was really nice about it.
Yeah. So that's on Monday. I'm going to be showing more from this new unboxing that I did. It's going to be 16 parts. So, and then it's some pretty cool books. Part 4 is probably the best.
Actually, now that I think about it, the guy who he interviewed is the guy I bought Hunter Prey off of.
Okay, wow. Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's how it's all connected.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have the Comic Book Community Award like finale thing soon. When is that? That's like
November 2nd.
But I mean the voting is ending.
Oh,
on
the voting is
ends this
Saturday.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the time, people. Vote for the people that you see here. Like you got Biggie, he gets 5 votes. TM gets 1 of those. And then Matt gets 3 votes. I need 3 votes as well. So
And D gets 12.
D gets to be the coolest guy who doesn't really do new content on his own channel.
No, D is connected to the Biggie Shack Commandments, honestly, because he's done quite a few this year, and he was the main co-host on it last year. So if we win that, he's part of that.
Sure.
Yeah, honorary mention. Hey, what book are we doing next week? Whose turn is it?
Oh, that's a good point. It's up to you, D, actually.
Oh, weird.
Weird.
Superman, Man of Steel, number 19.
Look at that cover.
And this is the second last one, right?
Yep, it's the second to last of the Death of Superman. So that's the one.
I think I already had it in my head, so I just fucking forgot to know.
Yeah, no,
Can you
but
imagine what Tuesday's breath would smell like after being in the rocket?
Oh,
place?
dude.
Oh, dude.
With his bad breath.
It might
It's
smell like
Actually, nice twist.
a gentle creek or brook or something. He's a rock.
I will
dude.
I'll tell you though, in Hunter Prey, they say that he has no like internal organs.
Right.
So there's no like there's no breath coming up. It's not so he might not smell great, but I bet you'd smell like a mountain or a
what I'm
rock,
thinking.
you know.
That's what I picture.
Yeah.
It just feel like a wind.
He spoiled himself.
Speaking of mountains, I will not be doing the top 10 mountain covers because I don't
that's
have
right.
the covers.
There's lots of mountain covers. Mountains are always
I don't have them though.
They pop up. You just got to dig. I digged a little bit.
I used one with a hill on it because I could have put a mountain, but it was such a cute cover. I decided.
I was thinking of getting like covers with like not to be sexist, but like with breasts on it. Be like, look at these mountains.
I was debating about having
Cheers to sexism.
So you don't announce the next one till Friday, but you'll tell me in the back.
Yes, we'll tell you in the back.
We'll tell you in the back.
All right.
And for me,
It's going to be,
you guys should definitely go check out Chatting with the Comic Community, episode 96. I had Boston Chris on, and it was a fun conversation. It was a very interesting interview. I only had to say hello and goodbye. It was pretty fast, pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. If you guys know who Boston Chris is.
It's on my list to watch tomorrow morning while I work. So
I'll probably be back tomorrow doing a Biggie Shack Commandments with TM. It'll be the last spec video before the vote, so we're gonna hammer another one in, hopefully. So yeah, I think that'll be it. We're out of here. Hope you enjoyed Boris the Bear 5. Anybody in there chat to Reddit too. And next week we will be doing the second to last Death of Superman. I think it's Adventure something. Hit me with it, Matt.
Man of Steel 19.
Yeah, still 19.
Man, still 19. All right, guys. See y'all then, dude. Hashtag enjoy. Whoop.
Biggie. Biggie.
Take some
Are you